Alrighty, y'all.
Oh, serious?
Back. We are going to be talking about something that's basically I've been dealing with for. I've actually just gotten to see why I've been going through it. So yeah, a month ago, like at the end of last month or beginning of this month, I was basically just meditating around like 3, 4, 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Around those times. If y'all know, I don't know if I said this. I know I said it like on the TikToks and shorts. I don't think I said it on the long YouTube videos. But 12 a.m. through 4 a.m. that's the time when you get the most intuitions, bro. Thing is, I start kind of just wondering, like, what is the demonic influences or demonic beings and energies trying to influence my life, right? Because I had thought about this before and was already thinking about it for the past few days, but now I'm really wanting to get deep into it. Like, I actually want to see who and what is trying to control my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Who's trying to really destroy my life? So okay, so basically after I had just started like wondering like real hard, right? I was already meditating and I was already basically doing practices to get out of my body, right? So basically, after I just focused on it, as I start meditating way more and more, I start entering from the higher astral to the lower astral. Now, even though I'm transitioning from higher to lower, my frequency is not, you know, resonating with the lower astral. So thing is, I had realized in the lower astral, and that can also be due to remote viewing and stuff. So yeah, but thing is, I was just kind of like meditating, and I went into the lower astral and I went into this field, right? This field felt like a station, and it felt like the same station of a dream that I had, but not really. It's like they took the energy from that dream, right? And then made it their own station because of that. So if I had to count, it was like seven demons there, right? It was like 7 demons there. But the thing is, these demons didn't have a form at all. These demons were literally like shadow beings. Go into the lower astral, then I see this field. I see the 7 shadow beings, and I see one of the shadow beings on the very, on like my right side, I see a shadow being, right? And as I'm like kind of remote viewing, I'm like viewing on top of it. So this being that I'm seeing on the right, he's like real big, right? They don't really have like human like shadow forms. They're just like shadow blobs, right? Some are small, but then this particular one was like the biggest one out of them all, right? It doesn't feel like he was the strongest out of them all, but it felt like he was definitely used for a specific attack that would send, that I'm gonna just explain real quick, right? So I start viewing there for a bit and I'm like, wow, this is crazy, what the hell? And it's like I can feel the energy that's coming off through there, but I'm not getting affected by it whatsoever. Like, I feel the fear, trauma, doubt, and confusion, but I'm not affected by it at all. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it was pretty weird, bro, because it's like I felt it, but you know what I'm saying, right? But that's because I was also sinking my higher astral body into the lower astral. So that is that. This shadow being that was in there, he had noticed, or he had either got some intel from one of the other shadow beings, which I feel like for sure that I was watching down in their field, right? So because he had knew that, basically he sent a certain spike energy towards me, right? And this spike energy, it was weird because, you know, it felt like a bunch of fear, trauma, doubt, and confusion. But it felt like the same fear, trauma, doubt, and confusion that certain people in my life was sent to me, especially when I'm raising my vibration. So I'm like, oh, no, after this dream, I was like, oh, so this is what's making these people act like this at a certain time and trying to make me think like this, even though I don't even want to think like that at a certain time and all healed and all that, you know what I'm saying? But after that dream, right, it's kind of been easy for me to read demons or read people that has demonic beings inside of them, and that's only because of the fact of that dream. Like literally after that dream, I've been literally able to tell what type of demons are around a person, and all that other type of stuff. Like I can actually read people's energy, bro. Like I can actually read people's energy if they demonic or not. Because, you know, I would also be able to used to do that. Like, I would be able to tell by people's facial structures, but now I can actually feel the spirits and demonic beings that's actually trying to influence them, right? Basically, I realized if you want to try possessing a being, you can't really get possessed, but you channel its energy, right? And this is how most people actually fall into these states, so unconsciously, because they're literally channeling the energy. I can try controlling a person, right? Even if I'm like at a super high vibration, like people can do that, right? But thing is, it still requires permission. And even then, you're not fully controlling that person, but you're just rather channeling your energy into that person, right? So if I was to channel somebody, it's going to be a lot of creative energy, that's for sure. A lot of spiritual thoughts, you know what I'm saying? You know, higher astral frequency, you know, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? If somebody that has a bunch of fear, trauma, doubt, and confusion tries channeling energy to you or me, it's going to make us feel very traumatized and confused and all that. That's why when you start thinking of stuff from the past of what people used to do to you, you can actually feel those things, because it's like you're channeling that energy that that person gave to you. So now you're going to keep overthinking about it more and more and more again. And that's why it's kind of hard for people to heal, right? Because I've been healing for like the past 5 or 6 months. Yeah, 5 or 6 months. And thing is, I had to learn a lot of stuff about healing. Like, dude, I had to learn a whole bunch of stuff about healing. Like, not just mentally and physically, but non-physically. Like, and it's like, even though I'm kind of like, you know, I'm healing right now, I'm not fully healed. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though the truest version of me is healed, my physical vessel is not fully healed from what it's been through and what it's thought about and what is expected and all that. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's that. But yeah, this dream had gave me a lot of intel, and it was pretty crazy, because it's like I didn't like, okay, so literally, bro, it felt like all the trauma and doubt and confusion and all the thoughts that I've had over the past few years, not just with myself, but also ones that certain people would give to me. That's it for today's video, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, check out the Patreon.